You came to the crib, Phil's crib, where he shares his opinions on random topics. And now, here's your host, Phil.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the live stream tonight. We definitely want to talk about something that I saw on Twitter. And I said that Sister Cheryl, shout out to Sister Cheryl for sharing this post. And we definitely going to put that post up so everyone can see what we're talking about, what is the basis of the topic tonight. Because, you know, a lot of times we talk about racism and white supremacy, and yes, that's important. We have to deal with that. Yes, we talk about police brutality, that's important. And those things polarize a lot of us all the time, right? But when it comes to things like materialism in relationships, other things we need to talk about with relationships, because, you know, we always talk about the family, and why we don't have the family anymore is because we really don't know how to get along with each other. Now, some people may say, what gives you any kind of expertise to talk about anything with a relationship? And it's good to ask those type of questions, because one thing I can't stand is someone talking to me about a relationship and you never been in one. You know, it's like someone giving marriage advice and they never been married a day in their life. You get what I'm saying? And I don't like to take advice from people like that, because you don't know what's going on in a marriage. Never been in one, right? So this is the thing. With me, in my lifetime, yes, I have dated. My first marriage, I was married before. I was married about 9 years, okay? So I was married 9 years, and we ended up getting a divorce. And that was one of the best things that ever happened to me, was get a divorce. Went through that time period of a divorce. Lost everything I worked for. I lost my home. I lost my car. I lost everything. I went from having a home that I worked for and did a lot of things in this particular home, and the courts just took it all from me just because they can do that. And as men, you will lose out in these courts, period. That's what makes me passionate about family law. So after losing everything and being relegated down to a 1-bedroom apartment and sleeping on the floor for about 6 months, I slept on the floor. I had got a air mattress at the time period, so I had an air mattress. I didn't have any furniture or anything. I had a television. I bought me a few pots and pans, and I was eating on about between $45 to $60 a week is what I was eating on at the time period. So I had to transition to having my son every day to not having my son every day. So that was different. Of course, I went through about 3 months of depression with that. And that was hard because I love my children. I've always been that way. So after I finally got used to some of that, it took time to get used to some of that, right? I eventually met my wife that I have now, and we have been married for about, if I can fix this just right. Come on. We got to fix this. Don't mess up on me now. All right. Anyway, we've been married about 6 years. Well, it'll be 6 years this year, right? And I've learned so much from that last situation to now, and it makes things a whole lot better. It makes it a whole lot better. So, well, Lissa W, I'm doing it just a little bit different today, because sometimes people get tired of hearing just my voice, and so we'll just do something just a little different. We can turn it down. I'll feel with that. But yeah, modding. Yeah, we need to do some modding, I guess. I just haven't seen the trolls show up. That's why I ain't thought about it just yet. So everything I learned from the previous situation, I apply it to this situation. And I'm married now, so it's much better. So I was giving you my little background why I'm going to start talking about maybe anything with a relationship. I've done it just about every aspect: marriage, divorce, remarriage, children, lost everything, gained things back. So that's just kind of where it's at. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this for a minute. And I'm asking you guys questions just to help me, because if you guys like me to do this, I will continue to do it. Is the music okay with the sound, or my voice is at the right tone for you guys. Okay, now I'm gonna do it. Wow, really? Already? Let me find my people, cause man, even when hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go find my regular people. Hold on. I gotta do it. Yeah, I know, brother. I know. And unfortunately, I gotta start adding mods. Okay, I'm just gonna add my regular people. Just give me a second, guys. Just get my regular people here. Well, I got at least 2 of my regular people that normally be in there. Okay. All right. Yeah. The trolls. The music perfect for your voice. Okay, perfect. That's all I need to know. So let's pull up something that we're gonna use as a basis of. We gotta find it first, though. Let me see. Hold on. Let me find it. All right. So let's talk about materialistic people first, and we put that up on the screen. Now, materialistic people, they value acquiring and showing off possessions. Another point about materialistic people, they are particularly self-centered and selfish, which has nothing to do with building a relationship. And materialistic people, as you can see, when someone is self-centered and selfish, they have no room for you. They also seek lifestyles full of possessions. Now notice all these things that they seek has nothing to do with you. They're seeking things, man-made things, because they actually have a self-esteem problem. And most people who are materialistic value themselves off of those possessions, right? Now they say have many possessions that do not lead to greater happiness. You can't be happy if you want to focus just on buying things. But if a person want to do that, that's them, that's their life. They do whatever they choose to do. But let's go back here and look at the original post of what we really want to look at. And that's not what we want to look at, not yet. Let's see if we can get to that. There we go. So this was the post that sparked my interest in doing this, right? So we'll focus on Noor Bella here in a minute. But let's focus on the original post. It say, my fiance wants to have a wedding and I don't. I want a small ceremony. She wants to use the $16,000 that I have saved up for a home and for emergency funds. I already spent $3,000 on a ring she wanted, and that was from my savings. We can't seem to come to a compromise. I'm willing to spend $5,000 on a wedding, and she says that is not enough. What can I do? Now you see that? So that just do the math. This man saves $16,000, good enough money. He wants to buy a home, smart man. But the woman he's with don't see value in home ownership. The woman just is a selfish woman. She don't care because she's self-centered. She's looking at that wedding as something she wants that she's not providing for. Now, a $3,000 ring, it don't matter if your ring is $3,000 or $3 million. It doesn't make your marriage good. It doesn't make a person not cheat on you. It doesn't make anything. That is just a symbol of your marriage, right? It's just a symbol. And any real woman that want to be with you, and it can be a man as well, you can give her, and I know this from experience, you can give her a Cracker Jack box ring and she'll love you to death over it. You know why? Because it was genuine, it came from your heart, and she don't care because she loves you so much. She'll marry you underneath the cherry tree. She just want to be with you. That's the woman that you need to get with. If you have a woman that's coming into the situation and demanding that you provide an expensive wedding, let me tell you something, and I've lived this, and my wife can vouch for this. I do things by the years. Okay. When we got married at a small ceremony. I said, okay, I didn't have a lot of money. So we planned our wedding in 2 weeks. I said, by year 5, I'll get you a better ring, because I just didn't have the money at all. I mean, I was hurting bad. I was still in that time period. And year 5, I did get her a better ring, because it's like this. Why are you going to buy an expensive ring and you don't know if you're going to last 6 months? You ain't going to know if you're going to last a year. So just think about that for a minute, right? So by year 5, I bought a nicer ring. And just because a ring costs a certain amount of money don't mean it's a good ring either. Because some people think that things are good just because they're expensive. That's not always the case. And you are a foolish man or woman to go spend all your money for a price. Always look for a sale. Look for a deal. I live my life on the deal. I don't want to pay full price for nothing. I really don't. If I could wait a few months to get it, I can, because if it's not oxygen, I don't need it. Not right now. So what this man is looking at with this woman is a lifetime of misery and a lifetime of being broke. And the reason why he's going to be broke is because it's not going to be just this wedding. It's going to be, she want purses and she want her nails done at this particular person, and she gonna want clothes, and this is what she gonna say: I deserve that. Nobody in the world deserves nothing. You don't. So why are you sitting up there saying things like that? But I'm telling you from experience of being with someone that's like that before. Okay, I stayed broke. When I would try to get out of a hole, I get put right back in it, because you don't know how to respect paying bills. You don't have your priorities in the right place. And as a man, you will become upset. You will feel like you working and doing stuff for nothing. You're going to feel like you're not being appreciated, because you can't go do nothing at all, because you always in a perpetual bills, right? So some people who are materialistic don't care. They'll go pawn stuff just to get money, go buy something else. That's stupid, to pawn anything. So the situation with this, let's look back at this. He spent $3,000 on a ring. Why? To me, she didn't deserve it. Just not up front. And if she demanded it up front, I'll say, oh no, I'd have left her right then and there. If she decided to do that with me. But that's just me. Okay. So he's willing to spend $5,000 on the wedding. Okay. Out of the money he has saved for the house. Now, realistically, I don't know what part of the country they're in, but he actually could take $5,000 and do a wedding with it and still have enough money for a down payment for a home. If it's a starter home, like a 3-bedroom home, maybe 2 baths, if they don't have no kids yet. Now the game changes if you have children. Then you're gonna need the bigger home. But that would still be enough for a good down payment for a house, right? So he can do that. He's trying to compromise much as possible with this woman. This is what he's trying to do, okay? And compromise is good in a relationship, and that's something that we all should do. Understand what I'm saying? And that's part of a relationship. But if he was in front of me and he would say, what can he do? I'll say, leave her right where she at. Don't be with her. You're going to have a lifetime of being broke. She's too materialistic. She want way too much. Because what if you get to the point that you can't give her that? If you can't give her that, then she's not going to want to be with you anymore. Then that's going to be a problem. And women can spend your money, clean out your bank account, and all kind of other stuff. Then you're going to want to do something. You're going to be pissed off. So before you get to that point, why even get involved with that? You get what I'm saying? Leave that kind of woman. Don't involve yourself with her. That's just what I'm saying. But, let me know real quick what some of you think about it. And we'll talk about some other things, because the home ownership thing is really important for me. It's very, very important. Now, let me see if I can pull that picture up of the home ownership. And I'm going to talk to you why this man is extremely smart with home ownership. Okay. Home ownership. The man is smart about wanting a home. Homes are a asset to you. He can buy a home. He can stay there if it's in a good area, if he know what he's doing, and flip that property later. So if I'm talking Texas prices. I ain't talking about y'all expensive California prices, because y'all have a house that's $1 million and a house you can get in Texas for probably $400,000. Let's give examples. I'm talking Texas prices. If he stayed in the area, he bought a starter home for about $150,000, $175,000. If this is in a good area, he can sit on that house a few years. Say that house now come up to $225,000 or more, right? Sell that house, and now he winning. He completely winning. If you are spending all your money, you're not thinking about, assets. And as a parent, and that's why I want to post this picture of these couple and children here. As a parent, it is your responsibility to put your children in a house of their own, their house. And that man is a good man because he wants to have a house, not an apartment where anybody can walk in and out your apartment doing inspections, doing whatever they want to do. If they sell a property, you can't do crap about it at all. Having a home is yours. It's your property. And we in the Black community must seek home ownership. And it's not as hard as what some of us think it could be. Okay? All you have to do to get a home is make sure to check your debt to income ratio. Don't have too many credit cards all over the place and not paying your bills. Pay your stuff on time. Don't get a bunch of credit cards if you can't afford it. Don't live your life on credit like that. Yes, I know we need some credit at times, but don't live your life like that. And if you mess your credit up, it's not the end of the world, okay? Get your credit fixed. There are plenty of people out there can help you fix your credit. Get your credit score up between 640 to 680 if you can, and go and get you a home. You can probably get you an FHA loan. I would suggest a fixed loan, right? And get in your house. It's your stuff, period. You said that one person said, once I pay off my car, house next. And cars, I'm gonna tell you about cars. You want to talk about money? Cars is one of the worst investments you can do. And when you drive a car off the lot, I'm talking you buying it brand spanking new, brand new. It loses about $10,000 off the rip. Like if you bought that car today and try to sell it tomorrow, you in the hole. When you buy a house, you're not in the hole when you buy a house. That's why I know a lot of people that will get a certified used car with some miles on it. At least you're not taking a $10,000 hit. But when you buy that brand new car, you always take a $10,000 hit. You understand what I'm saying? So, okay, I don't know what that's going on. Anybody's welcome to the channel. Anybody's welcome to the conversation. I don't know. Whatever's coming from other people, if it didn't come from me, then don't pay attention to it. That's what I tell anybody. My reach is for everybody. That's how I look at it. Just don't be rude, don't be racist, and you can stay. Anyway, so investing in cars, a lot of black people buy a lot of expensive cars, and that is really a silly investment because it's not a good return at all. But a home is a great return if you are smart enough to buy this home in an area that is lucrative. And you got to be smart on your buying. Buy a home in areas where the schools are rated high. Buy a home in the area where you constantly seeing constructions of new businesses. That's what you want to do. You don't want to buy a home in a place that you don't see no businesses constructed, the schools suck, and you can do all this research before you buy anything. Don't buy a house where crime is at. Look, you have to look at them babies on this picture, right? It's your job to protect them babies. You don't put your babies in no crime area. That is a parent's responsibility. You don't have your son, like the little son right there. He should not be seeing thugs on the corner. As a parent, that's your responsibility to keep your children away from the thug. Okay? Period. So since it's your job as a parent, you must provide that. It's on you to do that. Create a safe environment for your children. Rental properties are fine, but the thing about rental properties, unless they're your rental properties, that's cool. But if they're not your rental properties, then it's like an apartment. What are you gonna get out of it? Now, sometimes you may have to rent because you may not sure that you're gonna stay there, or maybe like what happened to my situation one point in time. We can add certain income from our business because you have to have 2 years of business income with the IRS for them to recognize a business income. So for that kind of thing, yes, 2 years of renting is okay. We waiting just to clear with the IRS. Once you clear the stuff with the IRS, then it can be added to the purchase of your home, right? So that's okay. I mean, always have a strategy. And everything I've ever done has always been strategy. Cyprus, yeah. Oh yeah, I know about Cyprus. There's a lot of construction. And that's good to get a house in Cyprus. Anyway, you see a bunch of construction, building roads, businesses, whatever, you're doing good. You're always doing good. Right? Well, look, I don't know who this person is, but no one needs to be rude in the chat room. You will get banned. I'm telling you right now, no one needs to call people names or whatever. There's no reason for that. Well, what I'm saying about this situation is, yeah, Cyprus. Oh yeah, Cyprus is nice. The Woodlands is nice. I was driving through that one night. Well, actually, when I was coming back from that Sienna Plantation, yeah, that's a nice place too. I just would not want to stay somewhere called Plantation. I hate that, Plantation. Anyway, yeah, those places are nice. So if you're gonna buy a home in those areas, yeah, do it. I mean, because you're gonna get a good return on investment. And then that's the key at the end of the day. We have to be smart. And let me tell you something. Now, you want to talk about the racism thing. One thing racist people hate is you knowing that kind of game. And you moving into homes that look like this, or this couple is taking a picture in front of. That's your ultimate revenge right there. Not the name calling. Forget the name calling. That what you see right there. A strong family, a beautiful home, successful business or career. That's the ultimate payback to people that hate you. You don't have to be, people don't like you for a lot of reasons. It could be race, it could be they just don't like you. I mean, it happens. There's multiple reasons why people don't like you. But that shuts everybody down. Because most of the people that's talking about you don't have that. Because people that got stuff like that, they ain't got time to fool with you because they're trying to pay their mortgage. They're trying to avoid paying taxes if they can. You get what I'm saying? So we as parents must focus on home ownership. So if you have a person with you that don't want to own a home, then that becomes a problem, because that is always should be the future for you and for us, right? Excuse me. But when you have a person like that that don't want to buy a house, that's so materialistic, okay, you're never gonna please them. And when you can't please them because you don't have enough money for them, you run into so many different problems, and you will run into problems, then one day you gonna come home dealing with that kind of person. And this is the kind of music that's gonna be playing because of the drama. You're gonna be on some Sylvester, Chuck and Rufus stuff going on. That's what you're gonna be going on with that female right there. Some trapped in the closet stuff. because she ain't pleased about nothing you doing. You're not giving her the money she want. You can't do this, you can't do that. So now she midnight creeping. Now you looking around in the closet with dude at. You get what I'm saying? Because of this female here. And you gotta watch females like that, or even dudes like that, because you don't want to be around here like Usher, got the herpes. Talking about there go my herpes. You don't want that problem going on, right? You come to your house and got all this drama going on with this female because she's not satisfied. But understand, that's the song you gonna be hearing for sure. Well, let me get this song off of here because I just want to make a point with that song. R. Kelly tripping out, man. You know all that stuff they talking about R. Kelly. You know, real talk. I'm not even saying much about it on my main channel. You know why? Let me turn that down a little bit. You know the reason why I'm not saying that much about it is because, you know, Hugh Hefner has been having young women all freaking day. He old decrepit bastard too, and he got all them young women. Nobody say nothing about him having a cult. But R. Kelly, now listen, yes, R. Kelly had a questionable past. He does some things. But from what I've seen, I haven't seen anything with R. Kelly that's illegal. I mean, because even though the girls are young and it could be creepy to some people, he ain't broken the law. So what could you do? Like I said, I ain't gonna say nothing about it just yet until I see something. No, I'm not burnt out, Golden Black. I'm not burnt out at all. Sometimes I'm burnt out though. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'm burnt out with all that serious topics. But what I'm saying is with this situation with the women and even the men, people who are materialistic, they just not the business. They not the business at all. And you will never get anywhere in life with a person like that. You just won't. Leo B keep talking about Patreon. What's going on Patreon? I'm trying to figure that out. Oh, okay, Golden Black, okay. Well, yeah. See, I'm not from Vegas. Not at all. But I supposed to. Well, no, I'm not gonna talk about that publicly. I'll talk about that on Patreon. But anyway, yeah. Just be careful in your relationships. That's the only thing I'm gonna tell you, because you know in your relationships, relationship can mess you up bad. And let me tell you something. There's some people that you may see even on YouTube that have a lot of vitriol toward the opposite sex. Every time I hear a person have vitriol, I can always tell it was a relationship issue they had. And they got so upset or they got burnt in a relationship. And then now they're coming on the airwaves and just spewing it out for everybody. And people that feel like them, they gravitate to it. You have women like that I've seen on here who are very nasty. I've seen men like that on here who are very nasty. And in a way, I do understand it to a point, but then you gotta move on. Look, you have to say, look, every woman or every man is not the person that hurt my feelings, right? They're not. So since they're not that person, then I can't take out everything on, let's say, all women, right? Because at one point in time, like I said, when I went through the situation with my divorce and all that, you know, for a few months, I was very angry, and I had this attitude, man, all a woman is good for is sex. That's it. Other than that, she ain't good for nothing else. And that was in my mind because I say these women will take your stuff, they'll take your children, and this court system will sit there and let them do it. But then I had to think that, listen, not all women had anything to do with that. So I can't condemn all women. So once I got to the point where I said I can't condemn all women, then that's after the fact. That's when I eventually met my wife. Well, I'm always 2 steps ahead of a whole lot of things on the day. Like I said, I don't talk about things publicly, but I do a lot behind the scenes, and put it like this, I pull my resources on behind the scenes more than what people think. So, but you may not see me make videos publicly about what you're talking about, but trust me, behind the scenes, I'm trying to make certain moves. But anyway, well, you know, even the ones you say the swirlers, a lot of times, some of them had their feelings hurt because they don't really know how to pick men, and in their mind they feel that this other race of man will be better because she don't really know much about this other race of man. Of course, other races of men are different because they're different cultures. So you can't compare the issue with a black man versus a white man or a Hispanic or whatever else. It's different situations. But at the end of the day, I can tell you men are men. Maybe different cultures, but men are men. And if you can't keep a man in one group because of the way you are, you're not going to keep him in another group either. And then when you deal with different cultures, you deal with a lot of situations too. Now, some cultures you could mesh with better than others outside of your culture, but some of them you can't. And that's going to cause a lot of problems. I tell people the issue with some other cultures is when you get children. When you have children or has to do with religion, that's going to cause more problems than anything because you're going to have your mindset, and then he or she going to have their mindset, and then there you go. So that's why some people say, well, interracial dating or marriage, sometimes some people maybe shouldn't do it because of the cultural differences. And there's black people. This is my personal opinion, but I can't tell you guys what to do. I feel that due to what we deal with, it takes special people to deal with us. And any person's gonna deal with you outside of your community. And shoot, it could be somebody within your own community that don't still understand you. Come on, how many times you seen black people so removed from everything, right? So on that note, we just have to, it's your choice what you do, but like I said, just be mindful of those things. But let's talk about another chapter of this. When you have materialism, I see some brothers say that, well, the black women are materialistic. I'm gonna tell you from experience, women in general can be materialistic. Women, the only difference I'm gonna say with a black woman versus other groups of women is the approach. A lot of times black women are pretty upfront, like what they want and what they want to do, and which I can appreciate. Someone is upfront. A lot of times other different races of women they're a little bit more deceptive with it, but they still gonna get it out of you. They may smile at you a little more and bat their eye a little bit more, and some of them will try to have sex with you a little bit more to get what they want. But women of all races can be deceptive. They can be materialistic. And the thing is that black people, I'm gonna say, we so hard on each other, and we set each other to a higher standard than we set other group of people. And that's why we say, oh, well, this other race of people is better. But I do enough news stories to tell you, no race is better than the other one when it comes to behavior. Everybody commit crime. Everybody can do some dirt. Everybody can cheat. I mean, you can name it, people do it, right? So if you look at it that way, that everybody can do some dirt, then it's no other race that's better than the other. Because you can get with a Caucasian chick or Hispanic chick, Asian chick, I'm just talking about as a black man, and you still can deal with materialism. You still can deal with an attitude. Yes, other races of women have attitudes too, not just black women. They may not have the sass like as a black woman have, but I've seen other groups of women have attitude. So we need to stop. And I think sometimes with black people, some of us, so we don't get out of our neighborhoods. That's a lot of the problem. We don't see other cultures and how other people do things. And you'll see, wait a minute, people are people at the end of the day. They just different cultures and they have different upbringings. Hold on, one person say men sometimes use money to get women and they wonder why they're materialistic. Well, those men that do stuff like that, they don't really have nothing to offer. It's kind of like a woman who's offering sex all the time, and that's her trump card. That's all she has, her body, and she can't really have a conversation with you. So she's gonna go for the jugular right then and there to go at a male's primitive nature to want to have sex with a woman. But like Tupac always said, you don't want it if it's that easy. And that's the truth. I agree with that 100%. Why should you want it if it's that easy? Because she gave it to everybody else. But these days, they encourage that behavior. And I think a man should always say, you want to sleep with me on the first day I don't know you? I mean, you talking about going and have sex with me in a car? Hold on, say, what do you consider? Sister Shayla may say, what do you consider materialistic? I may be materialistic. Well, materialistic is, we talked about that earlier. Basically, you're more self-centered. You're worrying about things more than your relationship. You're not going to pay bills because of you want these things. You want the most expensive everything and you can't afford crap. You're going to get in debt because of it. You're going to run up credit card bills because you got to have the most expensive car, the most expensive this, the most expensive that. You're not frugal to save your life. You're going to put unnecessary demands on your spouse to give you things, and really you can't afford it, and you're not even focusing on what he needs as well. Because a lot of times when men are just good men and they want to give you everything, because this is the thing, this is a secret to men. If you don't ask for a whole lot, a lot of times it makes us want to give you like the expensive stuff because you don't ask for nothing. But if you constantly asking for expensive stuff, see, it's the other things that, at least a decent man, it's the other things that you can do that make men want to give you like real nice stuff or work hard to give you some nice stuff. Like, if you're a woman that can cook, and I'm not saying you got to slave in the kitchen every day. Because sometimes you got kids. Some of you work. I get that. But if you can cook a little bit and he can have some meals, that means a lot. If you're a clean woman and you keep the house clean and he noticed the house stay clean, the kids stay clean, and you keep up with yourself and all this other, that's things that men pay attention to. And how you listen to him and be there for him, and all the things that women could do, that means a whole lot more than anything. So as men, what we normally do to try to reward our spouses or girlfriends or whatever, we'll say, I want to get her a nice ring. See, the woman asking for the ring in the beginning, the expensive ring, if she would do the work enough in a relationship, she wouldn't have to ask because she would get it. Only thing she would have to say one day is, that's a nice ring. I really like that ring. Maybe one day, and leave it at that. If she's doing her thing, he will remember that conversation about maybe one day, and he will go get that ring. It's okay to say you like it, but don't put no demands. I want this $5,000 ring. You got to give it to me. I ain't got to give you nothing. And that's the thing that, we have to focus on, because I'd rather have $1 million worth of love and understanding and compromise and everything in my relationship than money all over the place. Because money and materials don't mean anything at all. Because when you get sick, okay, when you go through a long court case like I went through at one point in time with child support and all this other stuff, right? And it's just draining your finances and ruining your credit and all this stuff that happened to me in 2016. I had a hard 2016 in the legal side. And these people just foul, but you see who your lady is or man in those moments. That lets you know if I got a real person or not. And that's why, people can say whatever they want to say, but my wife showed me that she down for me a long time ago, and she still is. So anything that I do, and anything that I do now, she helps me and pushes me 100% to do it, and she supports me to do everything I'm doing. And just being supportive of your man is also let him try to be a leader in the household, live out the dreams that possibly that he has for the family, and you don't stand against it unless he's about to screw up. Because like some things I choose to do, it could be wrong, and then my wife come in and say, hey, wait a minute, we need to kind of look at this. And usually she's right, I back off and say, yeah, you're right about that. But she allows me to do what I have to do for the family, And also I support her because, like I said, my wife made cakes and everything, and she was working at one point in time, and people say you should stop working, just make cakes. And I told her, I said, look, you need this, you give, this you should do, and let's focus on that. And like I said, she just, you know, recently getting featured in a particular magazine, and I told her, you know, I don't get involved with what she got going on, but because due to my controversy at times that I have, I don't want to attach what I do to what she do. We keep that separate. But the thing is, you know, if you don't even back up your husband or back up your wife with what they want to do, then, you know, it's a back and forth. I'm talking about what the man should do and what the woman should do. But if you do for each other, then you'll always, you know, have just great things. Like one day my wife came in. Oh, appreciate it, Shayla May. One day my wife came in and she bought me just some comfortable shirt and pants. I was happy with that. And it wasn't expensive or nothing. I don't need nothing expensive. I think that's stupid to have something expensive all the time. It fits like you know, some of y'all see me in these suits on that Divide Show media, Divide Show TV channel, and that's fine. I like doing that. But if you saw me in the street, you would not see me in no kind of suit, and I'm not gonna dress up. 9 times out of 10, you see me, I'm gonna be in a t-shirt, some shorts, and some slides. I'm chilling. Unless I have to go somewhere, then I will dress up. That's it. I am not the kind of guy that's gonna be walking around here, oh, I gotta go wear Lacoste, and I have to go buy Ralph Lauren, and I need to go to the Gucci store and the Louis Vuitton store. For what? That's a waste of money. I got kids. I got one daughter about to go to college here in a few weeks. Okay, you know, I'm proud of her. She's gonna be going to college for nursing, and then after that, she wants to go to medical school, and that's good, Shayla, mate. That's good. Okay, you say all the time because he is a simple man, but he does. Every man has his hobby. Every man has his hobby. So, and let that man do his hobby. Please let that man do his hobby. Well, Golden Black, it's okay to buy clothes. It's cool, but catch it on sale. Like, when my wife put me on game with that couponing, when the first time I went with her, it was like $700 worth, I think it was $800 worth of stuff. She ended up paying $95. I was like, oh man, my eyes opened so big when that happened. We put extra shelves in the garage and everything. And then, you know, the people that like to talk, you know, crap about me and say we don't do nothing for the community or whatever. When they had a big flood here in Houston, and Brother Derek and them was collecting stuff, we took from all the coupons. My wife went coupons for all those people for the flood and got so much stuff. And if you can help out, you help out the community, and that's, you know, what we like to do. You say you couldn't do your hobby, then well, every man has a hobby. Every man has a hobby, no matter what it is. Every man has that. And cooking, hey, Alfred, man, you right there. Cooking at home is where it's at. Now, when you got a bunch of kids, like me, you can't go out because you're gonna be spending $100. I got 4 doggone kids. I can't be going out like that. Now, if it's just me and my wife, we can go out sometime, and we don't spend much. Or if it's just my little one, that's fine. But you got all the other kids, they eat like grown folks, so we can't do that. My wife always go to Michael's Golden Black to get a lot of her cake stuff. That person that's I don't know why he, you know what, I'll do it myself. I'm not gonna tell nobody else. Let me do it myself. Hold on. Let me I like to say add on my Ola. Sister Victoria, whoever that one that's saying Donald Trump, can you kick them out, please? Thank you, whoever get to it first. Yeah, cooking is great. Cooking is great. What would they say? Rompers. Man, I wish I would. I wish I would let my son or even myself put rompers. Oh yeah, you say, hey, I guess Lissa, if I'm saying it right, W, you saving his life. Don't let him eat that McDonald's. Say, I guess his ex couldn't cook. Hey, a lot of women can't cook. I told my daughters, I said, y'all have to know how to cook and do everything, wash and do it all, because y'all be a sorry good for nothing woman, and then there ain't no man going to marry you. No, Golden Black, it ain't happening. You say your son's been wearing rompers the past 18 months. Oh no, they tripping out with that romper stuff. Well, you know what? Well, we don't want to talk about Donald Trump. That's more serious conversation. We're not trying to have too serious conversation here today. You know, we got to let off of that. But yeah, you know, ladies and gentlemen, like I say, just don't fool with the materialistic people. Choose wisely. Buy a home. Don't spend your money on cars. You know, getting a good certified used car with very low miles, you save money because you don't take the $10,000 hit. Always remember that when you buy a brand new car, you drive it off the lot, you're losing $10,000. And some brands, like some American brand cars, you lose a lot more. You know, and it just, like I said, we just gotta just share information with each other. Let me see. Gap insurance. Oh yes, you definitely gotta have gap insurance. Well, okay. Thank you, Sister Victoria. The G Spence Destiny. You know, people like that. You know, I need to do a show about that one time, about the reality of your greatest problem as a black man. And I have to be honest with this, is gonna be other black men. And that's why, for me, I've always got along very well with black women, and it's easier for me to deal with black women because a lot of black dudes with time, unfortunately, and other black men could agree with this, they can be the biggest haters of you. They will hate on your relationship with your girl. They'll want your girl. You get a new job. I mean, and they don't have it. I mean, they just go out insane with the jealousy with other black men. Because if I don't agree with another black man, I mean, that's his business. He do his thing. But yeah, the simps. You're right. You gotta deal with the simps. You gotta deal with these dudes who are just jealous. Like, I'm gonna tell you what. When I had shut my channel down for 7 days, I never seen so many black men come out pissed off about my channel. I was like, what the hell is that about? This is my channel. I didn't have no black women doing that. Black women didn't do a thing. That's why when some people say, oh, well, he talks to black women sometimes, I'm like, well, black women not doing me nothing though. They haven't. I can't say they did. But every time I look up, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna be mentioning names, but they had this other individual on Twitter, one of them that made a video, you know, a passive aggressive wise, like, why do you care? You know, but it is what it is. How come men get so mad just because you're not interested in them? They're immature. They're just immature. Oh yeah, Shayla May, they were, and I refuse to say a word about them. I'm not gonna. I'll never make a video about them because that's dumb. I'm not gonna promote nobody like that. If you hear me promoting you, it's because I'm cool with you. And this is the thing about that. Big Sap, Daniel Cruz is on Patreon, sir. I will let you know that. Just to let you know. Anyway, some black men like it just amazes me. That's the only thing I say. It amazes me, and that's why some people say, oh well, he kind of deal with this group, and he does. Like, most people I talk to is people I know. So if I'm like that in my personal life, if I know you for a long time, I'm not trying to make new friends too quick with anybody. You get what I'm saying? So like, if you my barber, I don't cheat on you. I stay with you forever until you stop cutting my hair. Or if you cut the grass or you do whatever, I will not use nobody else but you. I tell people I have that stray dog loyalty. I'm like that with people. I'll be loyal to you to the end until you show me not to be loyal to you because you've done something. Well, you know, a lot of unfortunately, because a lot of men don't have he's until they mess up their hairline. Nah, they can mess up my hairline because my barber, I gotta go over there. Matter of fact, I need to call him tomorrow and get in the barbershop. Anyway, I have to get a haircut once a week because I'm always in front of this camera. So, you know, once I find out he cut good hair, then I'm like, okay, because he, you know, I go weekly over there. Some men are catty, and that's not men. That's not men that's should lead the community. Is catty men, because how are you going to teach your children that's the way to conduct yourself as a man? I mean, you have to set a standard as a father and as a husband, and that's just something that you should do. And being catty, as you were saying earlier, it's just not the business. Let me see. Hold on. We'll put something else on. How about that? I know y'all like that, right? Hey, y'all know I like the old school. We actually really had some good music, right? All right. So yeah, some people are emotional like that, and I don't do well with emotion. I don't like emotional men, because the way I was raised, old school, and old school, we were taught that you have to be the leader of the household, and you have to keep things together for the women and for the children. Like, kind of like, well, don't show yourself crying and all that other stuff. Like, I was raised like just with thank God I was raised around those kind of black men and not the black men that you see of today. And that's why I was talking to another brother the other day about, I really think we need to make a group or something and have a big conference on just how to be a man, because unfortunately a lot of black men don't know how to be men, and that's the problem. And I think if they would learn how to be men, it would be helpful in our community, because we really need that. We really do. And I mean, simple things like we talked about earlier: credit, home buying, getting married, how to get married if that's what you want to do. We can't build a community hot dicking. You know what I'm saying? And hot dicking is things that people do today, but when our community was stronger, people wasn't hot dicking, they was having families. And when the racists wanted to destroy the black community, what did they do? They went after the family and they went after the church, because that's where our base was, the family and the church house, because we met at the church house and strategized what we were going to do. So family is where it's at. If you destroy the family, you destroy a people, period. And that's really our issue that we have right now. And there's so many aspects we go into about the family aspect. But for me, I'm big about family. That's why when I see couples, I'm happy. I tell them to have 3 or 4 children, especially when I see brothers and sisters say you need to have about 3 or 4 kids. And, oh, that's too many kids, man. Forget that. People in my family had big families on both sides, and all of them ate. All of them had a roof over their head and everything, right? They had all that. He said Usher been hot dicking. Yeah, he been hot dicking for real, and he got herpes too. Can't be out there hot dicking like that, slinging penis. Can't do that. Who is a Lamar Kelly? I never said a black woman was God. That's Brother Polite, and I don't waste my time with debates. I just don't do that. I learned just to orate and do my thing, and if you disagree, well, you disagree. Just make a video response, and that's it. But I don't waste my time debating. That's just, I found out that's, yes, last time I went on, when I went on, the other show, yes, I had someone working with me on certain things like that, but I just think it's just silly, just going back and forth with a person, because it doesn't get, what's the word I'm looking for? It's stupid at the end of the day. To me, it's like intellectual, what's what I'm looking for? Not to be too vulgar, but it's intellectual penis measuring. And if you're not in a sanctioned debate, which like a presidential election is a sanctioned debate, you know the topic, and then you find out whatever the 4 or 5 topics is, and you have a moderator, and then the one person speak, and then they're give time to rebut. It's not a debate when you go on somebody else's platform, and then they're in control of everything, and they could switch stuff up, they could cut mics off. It's not a debate at that point. It's just I don't know what it is, but it's not a debate. Debate is like a presidential election. Anyway, so I just don't waste my time with it, and a lot of you know, good people that I know, they say, look, man, do what you do and grow that way. Some people, that's their thing. They went to debate class. I mean, they great at debating, but to me, I don't get nothing out of debating. It's like, it's stupid for me. But do you if you want to debate. Is Houston weak or something? He's here in town. Who you talking about? Oh, you say Neo. Oh, you talking Neo Soul? I love Neo Soul music. I like rap music, that's for sure. You know, I mean, like, I did a story on Zero the other day, and I love Zero. Zero's dude. You know what I'm saying? And I hated to. Or you just used to expose other people. Yeah, I mean, you kind of at their mercy, really. You know. So anyway, yeah, Neo Soul. I like that kind of music. I always say that's grown folks music. I don't listen to all that music they have today. My daughter listens to that stuff, and I'm like, I can't listen to that. They not saying anything. I was looking at the lyrics one day on YouTube, and it didn't make sense. I said, I can't listen to that. I said, at least Tupac made sense. Biggie made sense. Ice Cube, Dre, Snoop, everybody made sense. I said, they don't make sense. But anyway, guys, like I said, you know, let me know if you guys like this sort of thing. Maybe we can try it once a week, or we can get a whole lot more things going on with that, a lot more topics. You know, I'll just kind of try and maybe pick some things back up that some people been requesting me to pick back up. They want me to pick up comment videos again as well. So I just want to you know, spread some content out that's a little different than what we've been doing there, because like I said, sometimes the police brutality, racism videos, it gets to you, so you want to just try something else. Yeah, mumble rap. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, Daniel, appreciate the support. Everybody donated tonight in the collection plate. Thank you. Golden Black, yeah, it was chill. And you know what? This is something that, you know, these type of streams, you know, yeah, we can do more of that. Talking about the regular life issues, and that's why I wanted to have one channel where I can do a whole bunch of different things, not just one thing. Because like I said, that main channel, you guys don't realize how stressful that main channel is to me, with the trying to doing interviews, trying to do this, trying to do that. I'm pulled 100 different ways, and I need help. And that's why I'm at with it. If I had the help and the staff, that would help me. I could do more if I had a staff, but I don't have that just yet. So anyway, guys, thank you for taking the time to join me over here on this stream. Let me know in the comments if you like this and you like us to continue something like this. And maybe we can do that, but make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Please subscribe to the channel because we need to get everybody over here. We have a lot of videos that a lot of people haven't even seen yet, because when somebody asks me a question like, why haven't you did this story? Then I'm like, I did it on the other channel. Like, what are you talking about? But, you know, that's when people don't look in the description box. I tell you, check the description box. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us everywhere, and that way you can keep up with us at any given time. We have something we're working on. You guys really gonna like what we're working on, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. We're getting close with that particular project, but we definitely trying to make moves for the community and do things for ourselves. So thank you for listening, guys, and